Hello guys, welcome you all to my YouTube channel that is VLSI Insights. So in the today's topic, I'll be discussing something very important which the VLSI engineers are doing mistakes. The mistakes are in terms of the writing codes, okay? So the stylings, how the behavior we have to decide, what all programmings, what all logics we have to develop. Verilog is a very the hardware description language, and it is the foundational in the digital designs and the FPGA programming. So understanding the crucial rules for writing the code in a proper syntax and what parameters we have to keep in mind while writing the code. So let us just check the very first point we have to keep in mind before designing any of the Verilog code, that our fundamentals for understanding digital design should be very solid. Okay, so if I jumping into the Verilog concepts without having a prior knowledge of digital designs principle, so it will going to give you a huge gap in writing the code. And we have to ensure that, like, whenever you are writing a code, so there are two types of parameter which we have to keep. One is for combinational circuit and one is sequential circuits. And also understand the cruciality of FSM, that is finite state machines, and basic circuits before diving into the deep of the Verilog. Once the concept of making combinational circuits and sequential circuits and proper usage of finite state machine is on our tips, so it will be quite easy to make the Verilog code working in a proper syntax. The second parameter which we have to keep in mind while writing the code is the usage of blocking and non-blocking assignments. Okay, so incorrect usage of blocking and non-blocking assignment will going to lead to the simulation mismatch. Okay, so basically we have to differentiate between these two types of blocking and non-blocking statements, where we have to use, how we have to use, and at what condition the blocking condition will going to work, and at what condition the non-blocking condition will going to work. If we talk about the blocking conditions, so blocking statements, blocking conditions are those which are executed serially. We all know this thing, but we sometimes fails to use the proper syntax of that. So on the contrary, if I say about the non-blocking statements, so non-blocking statements are the statements which are being executed parallelly, and there is like they doesn't affect the next statement to be executed. All are executed parallelly. So we have to keep this parameter, which I have personally seen that students used to make this mistake while writing the test bench of the and assigning the variables using blocking and non-blocking statements. Moving on to the third problem, which is using of always statement, behavioral statement. Most of the students are getting confused what is the difference between behavioral and procedural statement, and how we have to use the always statement and the sensitivity list. Okay, taking care of the sensitivity list we are going to assign by the symbol of asterisk. And if I compare with the procedural block, so procedural block on contrary works with the sampling with the clock. So whenever there is a clock and we want our code to be executed at every pulse or at every edge of the clock, so at that point we are using the procedural statement and going on to the sensitivity list, so it will going to create a combination circuit. As I have also discussed like earlier in my earlier parameter, that usage of combinational and sequential circuits. So exact usage of procedural block will going to help you in designing the combinational circuits and the sequential circuits. Moving on to the fourth parameter, that is inadequate testing practices. Inadequate testing practices involves most of the engineers are solely dependent on the synthesis results only for output of the results and verification of the code as well. So solution to this, we have to implement the comprehensive test bench using the tools like Verilog and using the syntax using the proper usage of initial and always block along with the simulation tool We can use EDA Playground, Model Sim, Xilinx, Costa Sim, whatever tool you are compatible with. So you can try to test your Verilog code by making a proper test bench and not giving reliability on the synthesis result. Before that, you have to check the parameters by yourself. The next parameter we have to look on the poor coding style and the readability. Most of the engineers are giving a very complex results which are quite unreadable, and making the complexity, considering that if we are going to make the complex code, so it will be more reliable, but that's not the point. So we have to follow the best practice of the coding style, useful meaningful variables and the signal names, and comment your code effectively. So that's the basic fundamental which you have to use. Commenting is the first, then we have to use the signal names, and then the variables we have to use the meaningful variable names. Okay, so that the readability should be easy and the understanding of the each block should be very easy. The last one is the major one, which is related to the neglecting of learning Verilog debugging techniques. Most of the engineers are getting stuck in the errors without knowing how to effectively debug the Verilog code. And yes, definitely that will going to decrease the level of our alertness and the interest which we are getting in designing the Verilog code. That will be a problematic situation at that point if we are not aware about the debugging skills. So we have to master the debugging skills, the tools and the techniques such as using the waveform analysis, valuing the tracing and the RTL debugging also. So in all, if I sum up with this thing, so these are the basic common mistakes which I have discussed in the video. They are the following suggestions to the solutions which I have provided, and if you master this type of a styling, if you just keep all these parameters which I have discussed in this video, so definitely in the journey of Verilog coding, it will be quite easy and you will be able to understand all the logics, whether it's a writing of a code, whether it's using of always or initial block, or the debugging method. Debugging method is very crucial so that we can just have a great overlook and we can be a great problem solver, because problem is not being solved by every person. So the main motto of the VLSI engineer is to solve the world's real life problems. Thank you. I hope you have learned something. If you like the video, please do give a like button and do also subscribe this channel and do also refer to your friends and your juniors if you seek some information knowledge from this.